Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is up? It's your host with the most entertaining people like you from coast to coast, Wavy Mike, and we're back for another video. Stay tuned. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be doing a clay inlay. If you don't know what a clay inlay is, it's basically just applying a clay mask to your hair. And what that does is detoxifies your hair. The clay mask I'm going to be using is this one right here from Relief. You can find them on TikTok and Instagram at Relief Moisture. Something that I think is pretty important to mention about this clay mask is that it's 100% plant-based. It removes dirt and dandruff, and it has 0 chemicals that'll damage your hair. Also, something that I want to mention is that this video really isn't a tutorial, but you should find it pretty easy to follow along if you want to, because I'm going to be listing all of the directions on how to do it as I do it. I think it's very important to actually do these clay masks because it's important to get all those toxins out of your hair. And that's something that I've been missing for all these years because this is my first time I'm going to be doing it. So what better time to do it than right on camera with you guys so you guys can see the results. So right about now, I'm going to pop up a few pictures of what my hair looks like before I start this method. As you can see, my hair looks pretty good. I actually just washed it, which is actually advised. You should always wash your hair before you do this. It's just better to have clean hair. But by this time, my hair is already dry. So before I get this method started, I'm just gonna wet it a little bit more because I read the instructions and it says to damp your hair before you start. But before I get this started, I just need everybody to go like the video right now and leave a comment down below saying clay. All right, so let the video begin. The first step says to damp and wet hair completely. Section off damp hair. The next step says add approximately 2 to 4 tablespoons of the clay into a non-metal bowl, then approximately a half a cup of apple cider vinegar. The next step says mix the clay until the moisture is damp and moist. Make sure the clay isn't too wet or dry. Rub the mixture into your hair and make sure you coat the hair completely. Then you're supposed to let this sink into your hair for 25 to 30 minutes or until the clay hardens. Then rinse the clay off completely. Then it says you can add a curl cream, moisturizer, add in conditioner, or an oil sealant to seal the moisture. And after that, all you have to do is enjoy your moisturized, hydrated, and cleansed hair. Something else this is useful for is your skin. So this can be used as a face mask or a body mask to alleviate dark spots. So now that I've read those directions, let me get started. Let's go. All right, so the directions say to get 2 to 4 spoons of this stuff in a bowl. So I'm just gonna do 3. Then it says to add about a half cup of apple cider vinegar. I don't have a measuring cup, so I'm just gonna guesstimate. I spilled it all over this, but that's all right. I'm gonna wipe it up. All right, so I'm gonna start stirring it in. And I think it's a little bit too liquidy, so I'm probably gonna add more clay. I'm gonna just pour it straight in here. All right, so as you can see, now this stuff is like the consistency of like pancake mix. I'm just gonna assume this is how it's supposed to be. You see that? It's like not watery, but it's also not super thick, if that makes sense. So now I'm gonna go in my bathroom so I can apply this to my hair. So each time I've seen somebody do the clay and lay method, I've always seen them use some type of applicator brush. However, I don't have one of those. And the instructions don't say anything about an applicator brush. So I'm just gonna assume that you can do it with your hands. But just to be on the safe side, I've got some gloves, so that should, you know, cover the damage if, you know, something does go wrong for me using my hands. All right, so we've got the clay mixture right here, and I'm just gonna scoop some up with the spoon and put it on my head. Just like this. And it is a little bit watery, but like I said, I think I added a lot of apple cider vinegar. I didn't add a full half cup, but I mean, remember at the beginning, I used 3 tablespoons. It said use 2 to 4. Actually, I'm not sure if this is a teaspoon or a tablespoon, but I did add more later, so I should be good, definitely.
And I already know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, like, if I'm adding all this, I'm going to run out and I'm not going to have enough to put in the back of my head. Well, don't worry, because I've still got a lot left in the bowl, and you're going to see that. And I think it'll be too hard to use the spoon to apply it to the back of my head, so I just dug in with my hands and just spread it in, and it actually worked really, really good. I'm surprised, you know, how good it worked and how well the clay stuck to the glove. Honestly, I could have been doing this the whole time rather than using the spoon, especially since I don't have an applicator brush.
So what I want to do now is take the camera off the tripod so I can just give you some angles of what this stuff looks like in my hair. Look at that. You see that? This stuff is pretty white, as you can tell. I'm gonna brush it in, but I just wanted to show you what this looks like before I do that. And I've actually got quite a bit of clay left over, so I'm just gonna see what'll happen if I just pour the rest all in my hair. I'm just assuming that less, I was about to say less is more, but more is more, I guess. So what I'm gonna do for you guys now is brush this in my hair. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of water in my hair first, just because I don't want this to dry up while I'm brushing it. All right, so let's start with the crown. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put my durag on. And this is just gonna hold my hair in place when I wash it out. You know, you don't want no frizziness or nothing like that coming up when you got waves. I've actually seen other people do this method and they rinse it out immediately after because it's supposedly very hard to rinse out. But I think this time I'm just gonna, I'm gonna follow the instructions. I'm gonna wait 25 to 30 minutes before I, start washing it out. I'm gonna let it dry up first. Maybe in the future I might try it the other way, like the other people do it, because I heard it's like really difficult to get out. But I mean, if it's difficult, then it's difficult, you know what I mean? It ain't like it's gonna stay in my hair forever. And if I make a mistake, then now I know next time to do it differently. I don't know if this stuff leaves stains or not, so I'm just gonna use a silver durag. Just, if it leaves a stain, it's gonna be the same color as the durag anyway. All right, so I'm gonna let this stuff sit and dry. I'm gonna rinse it out and I'll be back after that. All right, so now we're back in action. I've just rinsed out all of the clay. Well, at least I think I rinsed it all out. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna take off my durag on camera. So you're gonna see this at the same time I see this. If I didn't get all the clay out, then I'll know. At the same time, you'll know. All right, so let's get this untied. Yes, sir. All right, 3, 2, 1. How's it looking? How's it looking? All right, I definitely still got some clay on my forehead. I can see that. But that's where the, where the straps of the durag were. So I think we're good. But what I need to do is brush down the edges. So I'll be back. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is apply some moisturizer to my hair. The moisturizer that I'm using is from 360 Merch. I want you to be the judge. Tell me, are my waves glistening or are they glistening, bruh? Look at this. Look at it. What do you think? By the way, if you're wondering where all these forks come from, because if you've been subscribed for a while, like I got rid of pretty much all my forks at one point. Basically, I've been brushing at different angles and stuff like that, and I haven't been brushing as much, so these forks are the result of that. But don't worry, I'm gonna bounce back. But yeah, give the results of this a rating 1 through 10 based on how they looked before to now after. Tell me, are they glistening? Are they glowing? Are they shining? Do they look silky? Because one thing's for sure, they definitely feel better. They feel a lot softer. You can just tell that it's cleaner, you know what I mean? And I wash my hair pretty often. So for me to say that it feels cleaner, it means a lot. One thing I gotta say, it wasn't as difficult to wash out my hair as I thought it would be. A lot of people said it would be very, very difficult, but maybe it's just because the company I use just has a really good formula. By the way, like I said, I used the one from Relief. You can find them on TikTok and Instagram at Relief Moisture. They're really doing the thing right now, so you better go check them out. Go get you some of this. I recommend it 100%. I'm gonna see if I can get a promo code or a discount code for you guys to use. If not, then you guys should just go use it anyway. I mean, after all, it is beneficial to you. But I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna end it right here. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go press the like button. If you didn't enjoy it, still go press the like button. It doesn't hurt anybody to just press a freaking button. And it doesn't hurt anybody if you dislike it anyway, so what's the point of doing it, If you're gonna be a hater, then just don't do anything, because the dislike doesn't really matter. Personally, I'm used to it, but I still rather like to get a like than a dislike, you know what I mean? So like I said, make sure you go like the video. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. That way I can get the gold play button. You see, I got the silver one, right? So help me get to 1 million subscribers, hopefully before 2025. I know that's a long time from now. I just randomly said that year. But anyway, like I said, this is the end of this video. If they ask you who I am, I'm Wave Man Mike. So subscribe, drop a comment, and don't forget to like. Enjoy your day.